Affirmeta University, American University of Kosovo. I wanted to ask, considering the approach of Mr. Pazzoli to your government for for recognition of Kosovo, do you believe that Mr. Pazzoli would fit Ministry of Foreign Affairs?
If I'm your president, I would say yes, but I'm not your president. So let me not comment on that. But the first part of the question, Mr. Pazzoli's approach to the Maldives. Now, this is actually a case how you win a country. Now, like I said, we have decided to recognize Kosovo on our own because we're following one trajectory. But we have a timetable for that. And I was in Washington for the Obama inauguration along with Mr. Pazzoli at the same time. And Mr. Pushkar was trying to tell me that Mr. Pazzoli wanted to see him. And of course I had a very busy program set by the World Bank, and I was there all day, and then of course there were more calls but I couldn't answer them. And in the end when I finished at 5:30 I replied saying, okay, I'm free now, we can meet for drinks, whatever, in the evening. And of course by the time I worked that SMS out, Mr. Pazzoli had left my plane, was across Atlantic somewhere. And I'm told that Mr. Pushkar passed the message on to him. And when he landed in Zurich, I think it was, opened his phone, SMS started coming, there was this message that Shaheed was free to meet Mr. Pazzoli whenever. And to my surprise, he came back the same plane to New York. And it immediately put him on my agenda. I stopped everything, of a person who would cross the Atlantic to come and see you. Now you have to see that person. Now, I'm not being egotistical here, but I think all foreign ministers are like this. We want to tell people back home, look, they care about us. Kosovo cares about the Maldives. Kosovo thinks we're important. We may be very unimportant, but we want to allow people to be important. So he made that statement to me saying that, across the Atlantic back, that we were important. So, that's when we told him we will do so, and that's when we told him we can work with you to promote Kosovo. I mentioned support I get from Mr. Assad. I also mentioned Mimosa's contribution last time we were in New York. We met some 43 delegations, and what happens here is Mr. Pazzoli's charisma. His charisma, you just have to. I have not met any colleague who told me, look, this man is so sincere. He exudes warmth and sincerity. Now that's something very rare in a foreign minister. Perhaps that might disqualify him to being a foreign minister. He was sincere and warm and so charismatic. But that's the quality that requires, for you to win friends in places. Now, it's up to the people, of course, who decide who your government is and who your foreign minister is. But I think Mr. Pazzoli has shown that he is a very formidable person in winning friends and votes for Kosovo abroad. I wish all countries well.
He said that he lobbies for us for our recognition whenever he meets other delegation. What do you tell them about Kosovo? How do you lobby?
Well, thank you. Yes, like I said, it varies. The approach varies from country to country. Some ministers I know for a long time, so it's very easy to start straight off without introduction. Other ministers are new and they need an introduction from Tito to today. Others have been on the job for so long. You have to unpeel years and years and years of energies and all sorts of things. So what I tell about Kosovo is very basic. We submitted, the world is one of the few countries who submitted a petition to the ICJ explaining why we recognized Kosovo and so on. So what I do is start off with why the Maldives recognized Kosovo. We explain to them how we saw the situation, and which is very simple fact. And here's the most graphic version of it. Imagine the United States, 50 states, decide that they can no longer live together. They have to break up into 50 states as independent countries, and they all have the right to do so. But the all 13 colonies decide, no, we'll bring up together and not let Florida go apart. Now, how can you justify that? That is understood in very simple terms. But if I try to tell them, well, Yugoslavia was so many provinces and so many states and blah 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 blah, but they get confused in this. But the real telling point is this: that under the '74 constitution, Kosovo had as much right as anybody else to become independent state, and had actually as much right as Serbia to vote in the federal president, and therefore was entitled to the same rights as others who had preceded in seceding from the federation. And we also tell them that just as Kosovo's case, Serbia wasn't happy with the other cases. Declared war on Slovenia, declared war on Croatia, and so on and so forth. Bosnia was a mess. So obviously, they're reluctant to secede. And then I tell them about the internal democratic process here. And what we have as a constitution, which is one that accommodates all ethnicities within Kosovo. So in fact, you have a very tolerant, multicultural, if I may say so, constitution, which is a credit to everybody. And the simple fact that there was UN, some people want to talk UN forever. I told them, look, UN has had a chance. They had a long process. They had a special envoy. He also had a whole thing done. And then in fact, the whole declaration in fact was done with the consent and as a recommendation of all concerned. So bottom line is, depending on who my audience is, I go through the whole range from the whole textbook, either full summary or the last page, depending on how much they know about the situation already. Most actually do not have too much. And I tell you some very fantastic stories. We met a prime minister who told us that they've been told by Serbia the reason why there was such a strong lobby internationally to free Kosovo was because there was hidden wealth in this country. I don't know, there's uranium, I don't know he didn't say what it was, but apparently there's such a mass of wealth in this country as far as lobby to get up. So the point is, we have to unpeel this misinformation, the prejudice, the not knowing about what's going on. And what is most telling is giving them the real information about legal situation, so they know that Kosovo's left independent is as strong as that of Croatia or others who have gone before in the federation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ahmed, a fourth-year student here at the UK. I have a question for Mr. Foxwell. I have basically two questions. Pyetja e parë kishte qenë nëse e keni mundësinë,
Nëse kishit me pas mundësi me zgjedh mes dy posteve të qenurit presidente dhe ministri i punëve të jashtme, cilën e kishit zgjedhur edhe pse? Edhe tjetra është, a jeni ju I gatshëm për bisedime me Serbinë? Faleminderit.
I would choose a place from where can I help Kosovo. For sure, I am president for a long time, from 90s, early 90s. And I am minister for a long time, because I am free man. I can travel anytime I want. I can move anytime. I am citizen of 5 countries in the world, Honorary consul of many countries. And it's not interesting to occupy some place somewhere, because I am wealthy economically. I am young, but I want to be somewhere from where can I help Kosovo. That's my target, believe me. My cause is to help these beautiful people, to help this beautiful society, because I can offer to them, I can offer with facts. Thank you. Which was the second one?
the second one, are you ready to get into the dialogue with the Serbians?
Sorry. Of course, always ready to talk. And we will talk with Serbia. If you can remember, 3 years ago I lost somewhere 5% of votes in the election, because I talked in the time. I had an interview with the Voice of America, and I stand that we have to talk with Serbians, because the official talks with telecameras and medias, they are not enough. and probably they are not enough. And today you see 3 years after we have to talk with them, because it was a process of division. We are took from one, we are two countries. You have two brothers, they divide themselves, they have to talk within them. And we will have to talk with Serbia. But I am very, very relaxed, but everybody knows that we going to talk with them as two entities, as two sovereign states. And we will talk with them day and night.
I'm Tefika Gushi, junior student. My question to Dr. Shaheed. If I'm correct, you are co-founder of New Maldives, a movement spreading the motion of liberal democracy, modern liberal democracy. And if you have experience in August 2007, you resigned from the post of foreign minister, and this was due to the motion of no confidence. And how can you, would you give us your opinion about how our Prime Minister and his party is voting pro this no confidence actually for its government?
The last part.
Yeah, the last part is how our Prime Minister's party voting pro no confidence for the government.
For itself.
For itself.
Like to compare, because most of the PDP party is the Prime Minister supported for removal of itself.
All right, I need to correct first part of your sentence. I mean, if you look at on the website, they do say I resigned because of vote of no confidence. No, I didn't resign because of that. I resigned because, little history here. I came into a government whose average age was 65 because they ran into a lot of problems and they wanted some young Turks to come and rescue them. My deal with them was, okay, I'll help you fix your foreign relations, providing you move the country towards liberal democracy. And this meant two-term limitation for a president who'd been there for 30 odd years. Now, when things got better, he said, okay, I want one more term. And we said, no way. So, 3 of us, 2 lawyers and myself, we moved out in August because we didn't want to have justified democracy with a seven-term president around, so we moved out. So, no relation. But I don't want to get drawn into local politics here. I have no idea what your Prime Minister did. But if what happened here was that one of the coalition partners voted to remove the government, it's best to ask him. But I can imagine why it can be justified. But it's all hypothetical here. Now, supposing I was in coalition with Mr. Pacholi and we were in government, and he walked away, now I might actually want to end the government here. Because the alternatives I have would be, if I may say so, choose some other coalition partner, or to govern without support there. Now, at that point, it's best to recognize that if you didn't have support from people you liked, then you best ask people what we should do again. So, from what I know of democracy, people decide when things go wrong at the top.